Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with a bumper transfer talk show today. Please do hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. We are well on the way to 4,000 subscribers. We are literally 5 subscribers away at last count from that milestone. So please, you will be doing us a huge favor by liking and subscribing, and comment down below your thoughts on the players that we're going to go through today. We have another England international who is heavily linked to Aston Villa, another potential England international, England under 21 international, who has been linked, Moroccan international. We've got defenders galore linked with Aston Villa. So we're going to get right into it. So first of all, strong links from Miguel Delaney today that Conor Gallagher is very much on the priority list for Aston Villa. Now, I talked about him, I think, last week or the week before when rumours were around that Aston Villa could be interested in Conor Gallagher. But the news from Miguel Delaney in the Independent is that Aston Villa are going to try and take advantage of the Chelsea's profit and sustainability of him. Now, we know we've got our own potential PSR problems and may have to sell the likes of Jacob Ramsey or Douglas Luiz, but Conor Gallagher is an interesting one. Hasn't necessarily got the qualities maybe at international level, sometimes is flattered to deceive for England, but certainly at club level is a very good player for Chelsea and would fit into that Emery style of play. Really high tempo, really kind of fast tackling, can score goals as well, gets box to box, and really high press, hard working player. And I think he would be a player who would suit our style. Probably looking at the 40 to 50 million pound mark in terms of a transfer fee. I will share his sofa score details again. I know we had a look at him last week, but in terms of what he's done, all over the pitch, gets all over the pitch. So very hard working player. You look at his strengths there, high pressing and playmaking. So likes to get involved in the attack. Maybe could do a little bit more in terms of goal scoring. Maybe could do a little bit more in terms of accuracy of passing once he gets into those attacking areas. But 37 games played, 85 minutes per game, so we've got a very good engine on him. We know that. 5 goals scored in the Premier League this season. 5 big chances missed as well, so could have had more goals. Scores in goals inside the box and outside of the box. Has 1 goal with his left foot and 4 with his right foot, so can score with both feet. 7 assists, which isn't too bad, and we know how many chances Chelsea missed across the season, and he's created 11 big chances as well, so could have been much better and finished off the season. We know Chelsea finished off the season very well. 92% passing accuracy per game, 96% in his own half, and 85% in the opposition half. Interceptions, tackles, ball recoveries. We know how hard he works. Maybe he has to recover the ball because sometimes he gives it away, but that might be because he's trying difficult passes. 68% in terms of successful dribbles. Now, he's maybe not a kind of luxury player or a fancy player or anything like that, but in terms of doing a job, in terms of doing the dirty part of the game, I think he would really suit Aston Villa. And for what we need in that midfield, he would be excellent. Now, Enzo Maresca looks like he's going to be taking over. Hasn't fully been confirmed yet at Chelsea. It depends, remains to be seen whether he really rates him, remains to be seen whether he'll have any say in the matter. We know he's coming in as a head coach. Will he have any say in transfer dealings? So you guys let me know your thoughts on Gallagher. I had a few comments last week. It seems like it's gathering pace. Maybe once the transfer window opens up properly, that maybe a bidding war starts in terms of other clubs. I could see maybe a West Ham being interested in him. I could certainly see a Newcastle being interested in him. So we'll see what happens. We've obviously got Champions League football to to look at and to rely on, and that's something that I'm sure will be attractive for us because the likes of West Ham, the likes of Newcastle haven't got that international football. So we'll see what happens with him. Another player who's been linked, and we talked about him yesterday on last night's show. Do catch that, the fans forum with myself and Kevin. Morgan Gibbs White. Now another player who is highly rated in this country, had a very good season for Nottingham Forest, who did underperform, I would say, this season, but certainly not Morgan Gibbs White. And he is one player who would probably be on a lot of clubs' radars in terms of his ability and what he can do to open up defences, creativity, goals, etc., etc. And also is another very hard-working player. I couldn't necessarily see Gallagher and a Gibbs White coming in, money reasons as well, but also maybe they kind of do a similar job. Maybe Gibbs White is a little bit more, got a little bit more finesse about him. Maybe Gallagher's a little bit more in terms of tougher tackling, but I certainly couldn't see both of them coming in. But he would be another really good signing, and as I say, had a very good season for Nottingham Forest, despite them being slightly disappointing. Now, if you look at the creativity, 81 in terms of rating on SofaScore, playmaking, high pressing again, and positioning. You'd look at the heat map all over the pitch, very similar to Conor Gallagher. So very hard-working player, likes to get about the pitch, would maybe be given a slightly different role under Unai. Maybe he wouldn't have to do as much of that running and as much of that work. So maybe you could do more work further forward. 5 goals this season, again, same as Conor Gallagher from 37 games played. 5 big chances missed, 1 headed goal, 4 goals with his right foot, 4 from inside the box, 1 from outside the box, had 10 assists last season. So you look at that creativity. We missed so much of that without Emi Buendia this season. 16 big chances created. Now, you know who was up front, Chris Wood. Look at the chances created. If he's got Ollie Watkins in front of him, putting those chances away, his assist level would probably be record numbers. So very good player, 77% accuracy in terms of passing. Obviously, playing in a slightly less able team, and also probably slightly different style to Chelsea in terms of possession. But 84% accuracy in their own half, 67% in the opposition half isn't too bad at all. Tackles again, interceptions, ball recovery is 4.8, so we know how hard working he is. 44% in terms of successful dribbles, 47% in terms of total duels and ground duels won. Possession lost is a little bit kind of high there, I would say 16.7. So maybe you'd need to work on that. But like I say, in a team like Unai Emery might give him a slightly different role, and maybe he wouldn't be asked to do as much of the work in terms of trying to do all of the types of passes, and maybe he's given specifics in terms of his role with Aston Villa. So again, Morgan Gibbs White, let me know your thoughts on how you think he might fit in to the side. In attack, again, we talked about this player yesterday. Yusuf Nesyri, brilliant player. We know how good he is for Sevilla. Played 143 games and scored 51 goals since 2020. Has been on the radar for a number of clubs in the Premier League for a few years. 6'2", striker, knows where the goal is, only 26 years of age, has been on the radar of West Ham for quite a few years, but looks like, as the reports I've seen, that Aston Villa are trying to hijack a potential reunion with Lopetegui, and we're trying to get him. And it's looking like 21 to 25 million pounds. Now, that is an absolute steal if we could get him anywhere near that fee. Again, looking at his SofaScore ratings, really good player. 33 times played, 28 starts, 16 goals. So definitely knows where the goal is, and high level like La Liga. Striker position, likes to get on the end of things. Maybe slightly different player to an Ollie Watkins, would complement him potentially. Would also be able to come on in different games. We know we're going to be playing more games, Champions League, Cup games, Premier League games. 15 goals from inside of the box, only 1 from outside the box. So comes alive in that box. Potentially a striker that Emery really likes. Someone who is going to be not necessarily involved in the game in terms of the build-up, but as soon as that ball goes in the box, he comes alive. 6-headed goals, so we probably need to be better with our crossing. 9 with his left foot, so very predominantly left-footed. Does have 2 assists and has created 2 big chances. So again, can get involved in that play, but certainly comes alive when the ball's in the box. So for me, a really, really, really good signing, and someone who would really complement the quality that we need going forward in challenging for the Champions League, challenging for Champions League places, sorry, and also progressing in the Champions League if we're to do that. So yeah, really good player for me. Now, defensively, we obviously know we need to strengthen, and there's been a couple of players who've been mooted in terms of potential signings. Umar Sole is one who's been linked. Um, Plays for RB Salzburg and has 77 appearances and 3 goals. Strong centre half, 6'4", only 24 years of age. Joined Lyon on loan from Laval for just over €500,000. Developed through that academy, so I'd imagine a highly rated academy there. Moved to RB Salzburg in July 2020, and yeah, has 77 appearances in 3 goals. Has represented France from under 17s up to under 20s level. We know what the French are like with in terms of their youth setup and bringing players through. So I would imagine that a full call up isn't far away. So could be one to come in. We need to strengthen in that area at the back. We don't know what's going to happen with the likes of Diego Carlos. Clement Longley has gone back to Barcelona. It doesn't look like we're going to sign him. So we probably need younger players, younger, fresher players to come in and challenge for that centre back spot. Now, looking at it, he's a predominantly right-sided centre back, but can cover across the left. I've compared him to Ezri Konsa. So, in terms of Konsa's rating, Soleil is overachieving against him in a number of areas. So yeah, he definitely fits the bill. Only 21 games played in the league, 19 starts, scored 1 goal with his head, has 1 assist. But if we're looking at passing accuracy, 87% per game, 92% in his own half, 81% in the opposition half. Was involved with 7 clean sheets, 1.8 interceptions per game, 1.3 tackles per game, 7.9 ball recoveries. So I'd imagine pace and recovery is a strength of his. 2.6 clearances per game. So again, very, very good, very, very highly skilled player, and we know I'd imagine quite pacey, quite powerful, and being able to recover and win tackles. So yeah, one to watch, one to really watch and see whether he's someone that would be someone that we could get in. I would be interested in someone like that. I think we need a little bit more athleticism at the back. We've seen times where we've struggled for pace, particularly with that high line. Now, Bellanova looks like that one's moving quite well, but also I wanted to look at Denzel Dumfries because he hasn't signed his contract with Inter Milan. Villa have obviously looked at him a number of times, apparently over the last couple of years, and could be available for around the €20 million mark. Very, very highly rated right back, and we know that is a position that we need to strengthen as well. Could we be looking at bringing him in? Because for me, I would definitely be looking at bringing someone like him with his quality in. 31 times played, 19 starts, so has made quite a few appearances off the bench. I am going to compare him to Matty Cash. So Cash, looking at it, is slightly better in terms of defensively, but creativity, attacking wise, in terms of that fullback position, Denzel Dumfries is overachieving against him. We know we probably need to strengthen in that area. 4 goals scored, been in 2 team of the weeks, scored with his left foot twice, right foot and head, so can score from all angles. 4 assists as well, and 6 big chances created. So really highly rated player, knows how to get forward, knows how to put crosses in, knows how to create chances as well as score chances. 81% in terms of passing accuracy, 85% in the own half, 73% in the opposition half. 0.4 interceptions per game, 1.9 ball recoveries per game. So not too high on that, but in terms of his attacking prowess and his physicality, I'd imagine he's more dominant in terms of against his defenders, against the attacker who's playing against. 54% in terms of successful dribbles and 65% aerial duels won. So good player in terms of winning headers and dominating his opponent. So for me, really, really good option to play at right back, he would be an excellent option for me. But I would imagine a number of top clubs would be interested in him. Finally, a defender, Archie Brown, who's been at Ghent, English player who was in the Derby Academy. Interesting story with him, and signed for Lausanne Sport in 2021, played 41 times, scoring 5 goals for them following being in the Derby Academy. And then in 2023, signed for Ghent on a 4-year deal and was played 25 times this season. So, yeah, really interesting story with him. Actually, from Birmingham, he's 6'3". So again, strong physical player, and maybe fits a mold of in a different position, but similar to like a profile of Morgan Rogers, from the Midlands, been in an academy in the Midlands and then moved away, and maybe could be someone who Aston Villa are looking to bring back. This player is a left-sided player, so left back, can play left midfield as well. I'd imagine could play centre back as well, because that 6'3" frame could be utilised on the left side of centre back as well, I would imagine. 31 times played, started 28 games for Ghent, didn't score any goals but missed a couple of big chances, did have 4 assists and did create 9 big chances. So again, gets up and down that line, can create big chances, can assist. 74% in terms of accuracy per game, 81% in the own half, 63% in the opposition half. But we know probably putting crosses in, probably playing balls down the line, into space, into channels, looking to get on the end of things, trying to get into attack on the overlap. 4.3 ball recoveries, so probably it got a lot of pace about him, can get back into position and recover and intercept. So 51% in terms of successful dribbles, 55% in aerial duels won. So similar to the last player we looked at, in terms of that physical prowess, in terms of Denzel Dumfries, can dominate against his opponent, can win the ball back, can dribble forwards, can attack, can be a real option in terms of attacking prowess on those fullback areas. And we know Moreno could do it. Luca Dean could do it at times, but was more reluctant maybe to do that. Matty Cash tries to do it, but doesn't necessarily have the accuracy and the passing accuracy and the consistency. So we know we need to improve in those areas. So maybe someone like Archie Brown, someone like Denzel Dumfries, someone like Bellanova could be the options for us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but it looks like we're moving with some of the deals. Ross Barkley, potentially Conor Gallagher, and then 1 or 2 other players in the background. So, yeah, really exciting time. Can we do a bit of wheeler dealing? Can we get a few free transfers in, cheaper deals in, to maybe do 1 or 2 bigger deals? We shall wait and see. But like I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. 5 away from 4K. Come on, we can do it tonight. Thank you everyone for watching. Plenty more shows to come. We've got a transfer feature with Gareth where we're probably focusing on 5-6 players that he can go real deep into the statistical analysis and see how they might be able to impact Villa for next season. And we're going to do a full series on that over the summer. So do look out for that show. Maybe more transfer talk shows as they come through. And yeah, so stick with the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.